I'm so glad to be here. Thank you, everyone, for having me. I really thank you, Tracy, for putting such a foundation to what we're talking about today. I think so often we can trivialize and look at mindset like, I've heard it. I know it all. But honestly speaking, the time you take to sit with your emotion, with your experience, and integrating that, and then how to use it to your best positivity is what we really are all looking at today. Now, I'm going to share a little bit of some strategy of how you can use that in success or in your business. But ultimately, if you're able to utilize your experience to the best of your ability, that's what we're all here to do, to help you to champion that. Now, I want you to take a moment and just picture brand new mom, toddler running in the background, baby's just been fed, hair messy, totally exhausted on the sofa. And a phone call comes in. Your replacement, the clients don't like her. We're not bringing in any sales. We don't have enough money for the vendors. And I'm worried that we're not going to be able to make rent. That's the exact phone call I got after the birth of my second son. Now, I was the breadwinner in the family, and I had no choice, no option. Packed up the toddler, packed up the baby, and had to go back to work after 4 weeks. Now, we were in dire straits in the business. I had no option to just try things, throw things at the wall and see if it would work. I had to do what would work the fastest. So I sat with my staff. We got clear. We got focused. We got settled. And then we took one step forward and made our path work. But at the end of the day, we all had to be aligned and working together. Now, why I bring this up is because mindset really matters. We didn't have money for ads. We didn't have new strategies. There was nothing new about what we did outside of getting very clear and getting our mindset to work for us, not against us. Now, I want you to picture your mind as like a general. It's always looking for proof. And if you don't direct it on the right path, it's going to bring you stuff. And it may not be the stuff that you're actually looking for. It may be things that are distracting you or taking you away from your actual goal or your purpose. So just keeping that in mind, we're learning today strategies on how to get that general in line and working in our favor. So our mindset dictates our decisions, dictates our actions, and dictates our pivot or our resilience. So every single day we're receiving 11 million, up to 1 billion pieces of information. And based on our background, our experience, our culture, we're going to put that in different drawers. We're going to distort some of it. We're going to delete some of it. We're going to generalize some of it. But at the end of the day, we only take in about 128 pieces of it. So you can imagine how much is still left there in awareness and perspective that we haven't even considered. And so I ask you today, what thing can you do to take yourself forward that may make you more flexible, more groovy versus being very rigid? A lot of us, as we age, because we think we've seen it all and done it all, that we become a bit more rigid. And what do? Mindset jail. We put ourselves into mindset jail. And so with that, we don't allow for opportunities or possibilities of things we've never considered before. So there's many different types of mindset traps, but I want to talk about the top 3 today. First one is fear of rejection. Now, there is a whole host of different reasons why we may have that. And Tracy went into a very deep and meaningful way of how we assign emotion at different ages with things that we may not understand. That is all work for another day. But on a daily basis, we're also assigning meaning on just little experiences that we have every single day. And we're putting ourselves into traps. So the fear of rejection commonly comes from we're worried about ourselves. If you have a service or a product, or you're trying to help someone, and if you're commonly saying to yourself, oh, they didn't buy from me. What's wrong with me? Oh, why won't they buy my product? What's the commonality in that? Me. When our focus, in fact, should be the person you're serving. Because believe me, regardless of what your product or your service or your corporate job is, at some point, you are serving someone else. So if you take a moment to actually think of and consider them and how you can best serve them, the fear of rejection actually melts away, because it just might not be the right time. It might not be the right product. It may not be the right place for them. It has actually nothing to do with you personally. Secondly is perfectionism. Now, a lot of us procrastinate. A lot of us take time to get things right. But that getting right takes forever. And a lot of time we're missing things. The highway of opportunity, pew, just passes right past us. And we're missing opportunities of great things that are being brought into our path by the universe because we're not in alignment with it and we don't even see it. It's not in our awareness. Harvard University says 20% of entrepreneurs worry so much about being perfect that they miss progress and they miss out on customers and opportunities all the time. Now, the last one, and this one is close to my heart because as a chiropractor, I've studied for 10 years. I have a master's in public health and a whole host of other degrees. So I like information. But this last mindset trap is analysis of paralysis, where we have more than ever in history information than we know what to do with. And if we take time to analyze every single piece, we're going to find it contradicts each other. It may not serve us. And then we get stuck in the minutia of information, never taking a step. Now, I want you to imagine you're going to get into your car. You're going to go on a road trip. And let's say we're just in Los Angeles, but we want to get to New York. Now, if you get into your car, what happens? Turn on GPS. It gives you a general path. But unless that car moves, it cannot give you more directed information. It cannot give you more of a clear direction where to go. We have to reverse the car and start going forward to find out, oh, there's a road closure. Oh, there's a mudslide. Don't go on that highway. That highway's busy. It's the same thing in life. You need to take a step forward to know how things are going to work out for the next step. And most of us are so busy analyzing how to do everything that we forget to take that step and we don't get anywhere. So what happens when we put ourselves into mindset jail? We get burnt out. We're doing the same thing over and over and over, just like a hamster in a wheel, but expecting different results. What does that equal? Well, Einstein said it best. That means insanity. Doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. We're getting burnt out. We're overwhelmed and we're missing our targets. So we're looking west when in fact we should be looking east. And it doesn't allow for creative possibilities. So what happens with our minds when we want to go somewhere we've never been before or do something we've never done before is it's going through the past. It's going through the Rolodex of your experience. But you've never done this before. So how can that mind actually give you the most creative possible solution for now? It doesn't. It keeps you trapped, making you think that you can't do this. What if it doesn't work for me? What if I fail? What happens if people see me fail? All of these things that go through our mind. So we have to allow ourselves to be open to different creative possibilities that may come from an outside source. For example, if all of a sudden you've decided to put up some Facebook posts and you want your blog to get some traction, and nothing's happening, and you just keep rewording what you've already written, not much is going to change. But if you're open to possibility and you're open to feedback and you're working in collaboration with people, they're going to give you perspectives and ideas that you've never even considered. What about that person that walks in your door one day and says, hey, I found this. Have you ever used this before? This software? Have you ever tried this before? Because it might bring something into your awareness that you've never even considered. Creative possibilities is what your mind is excellent at, but you have to send it marching in the proper path. So that's our first strategy for overcoming mindset jail, is you have to be open to awareness. Now, if I asked you all today, hey, let's go buy a red Porsche. Candy apple red, sun is going to shine on the paint. It's going to look fabulous. In the next 24 hours, before you even leave your home and you look out the window and all of a sudden you're on the way to work, guess what's going to happen? You're going to see that red Porsche everywhere, right? Same make, same model. Is there more cars on the road? I don't think so. It's that you've opened your awareness. You've opened your perspective, right? So now you can start to see things that you're never necessarily saw before because your mind was blocking them out. The second strategy is your questions that you're asking yourself. And this is really key. Tony Robbins says this all the time. The quality of your questions will match the quality of your life. So what happens if we do a project and it bombs? It really doesn't make the mark. What do most of us do? Oh, seriously? How did that not work? How come that didn't work this time? Now listen to the question. Why didn't that work? Your brain's brilliant. It's going to go find you some proof. It's going to give you a shopping list of things of why it didn't work this time. But are those really the answers that you're looking for? So the quality of the question will determine the quality of your answer. How is it that I can change this one thing? How can I change this blog so that it has a better response? Open up yourself to curiosity. So I like questions that are open-ended, no definitive answer, no yes or no. So I always ask myself, what is my advantage here? How do I unlock some possibility in this area today? And let yourself sit with it, because you will actually naturally bring into your awareness, open your mind to things around you that you hadn't considered that are there to actually help you. Let yourself be open and curious, and you'll be surprised at some of the creative solutions that you have coming. The next strategy I like to talk about is the 2-minute rule. Now, as kids, when we had our favorite candy, if it fell on the floor, 5 seconds, everyone picks it up, blows off the dirt and eats that candy. Now, this is the 2-minute rule for work. What you can do in 2 minutes: emails, filing, tidying your desk, get it done. Take that big project that feels overwhelming and you don't know where to start, just put 2 minutes on it. You may be able to organize it into what to do on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You may see one thing about it that you go, oh, I can actually do that today. Why is this important? Your mind needs tasks and it needs proof. So if you're taking small steps to show progress, to show momentum, it proves to your mind that action is positive. It will help to combust all of those procrastination actions. Netflix, reading a book, sitting on the sofa, all those things that you do to avoid doing what you know you need to do. And lastly, I want to talk about support. Now, I know out there's the world of coaching and mentorship and all of these things, and you need to pick what's best for you. But ideally, you want to surround yourself with a community of people that are like-minded, that are going where you want to go, who've been where you want to be, and those that you can take with you. Why is this important? Proximity is power. The 5 people you spend the most time with will show the success in your life. Now, it's not that those people are bad people, but if they're going into a different direction, it's going to be pulling you apart internally, emotionally, mentally. And so you have to put yourself in a community of where you want to spend time, of where those people are going that you want to be going as well. Now, I want you to think again about your little mind. It's your general. It's willing to take orders and to march forward. So give it those open-ended questions so that you can stay curious and open to possibility, and you will be amazed at some of those signs and results that you get brought into your life that you never, ever would have considered. So I want to invite all of you as well. We're doing a overcome failures and focus on those obstacles of mindsets. We're doing a masterclass next week, so we can delve into this further. That may help you for the new year. It's a great kickstart, and this will allow you to really get yourself in order so that you can keep yourself open to possibility and to open to curiosity. Thank you.